Viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful have long accepted a painful truth as part of the show's emotional fabric. Ridge Forrester was largely forgiven by his children for leaving their mother, Taylor Hayes, to once again marry Brooke Logan. The wounds never fully disappeared, but time, habit, and resignation softened their edges. Even Thomas Forrester, who initially reacted with visible anger and disappointment, eventually stood down and allowed the family to settle into its familiar, uneasy balance. Yet that fragile equilibrium is about to fracture because Taylor is no longer standing still, quietly absorbing loss. She is moving forward, and her children are not prepared for what that means. Taylor's recovery has been deliberate and quietly transformative. After being cast aside once again, she did not spiral or collapse. Instead, she reclaimed herself, embarking on a deeply personal journey of healing that resembled an eat, pray, love awakening rather than a retreat into bitterness. She found peace where resentment once lived and allowed herself to imagine a future not defined by Ridge's indecision. In doing so, she has genuinely let go of the man who once shaped her entire emotional world. Under different circumstances, her children might have celebrated this growth, relieved to see their mother rediscover joy and independence. But circumstance, as always in Los Angeles, is everything. The problem is not that Taylor has found someone new, it is who that someone is. The moment her children realize that the man capturing her attention is tied to Sheila Carter, their relief curdles into dread. Any hope that Taylor's next chapter could be peaceful vanishes instantly because Sheila's shadow changes the meaning of every decision. Love becomes risk, affection becomes exposure, and happiness itself feels like provocation. What Taylor sees as a personal step forward, her children see as walking straight into a fire they know all too well. According to upcoming revelations, Steffy Forrester refuses to remain silent. Carrying the weight of past trauma and a protective instinct sharpened by survival, she turns to her father and brother, laying bare the truth about Taylor's romantic direction. The reaction is immediate and visceral. Ridge and Thomas are not merely surprised, they are horrified. What they hear forces them to confront the consequences of choices they believed were already behind them. For Ridge, the shock is layered with guilt because Taylor's vulnerability feels uncomfortably linked to his own past decisions. Steffy, never one to soften reality, is likely to articulate what everyone else avoids saying aloud. If Ridge had chosen Taylor over Brooke, if he had truly committed to the family he once claimed to protect, Taylor would not now be drifting toward danger. She would not be on Sheila's radar, and her life would not once again be balanced on the edge of catastrophe. This is not an accusation born of cruelty, but of fear because Steffy understands patterns. She knows that Sheila does not forgive, does not forget, and does not retreat when she feels threatened. Ridge's internal conflict deepens as history presses in on him. He once left Brooke to save Taylor's life, making a choice rooted in responsibility rather than passion. Now he faces a grotesque echo of that moment, with the stakes twisted into something even more unsettling. Is he prepared to walk away from Brooke again? Not to protect Taylor this time, but to counteract the danger posed by Sheila? Or has he already sacrificed too much of his credibility and heart to make that choice believable? The irony is suffocating because his instinct to protect clashes violently with the damage his indecision has already caused. Meanwhile, Brooke remains consumed by her own battle with Katie Spencer, so focused on rivalry and pride that she may not even notice Ridge pulling away emotionally. His concern for Taylor could easily manifest as secretive gestures, quiet interventions, and attempts to redirect her attention away from the man who places her in danger. What begins as concern could slide into emotional entanglement, blurring boundaries that were never truly secure. The most dangerous possibility of all lingers unspoken. What if Taylor, finally done being passive, issues an ultimatum of her own? What if she agrees to walk away from the perilous romance she has begun, but only if Ridge returns to her side? Such a bargain would force Ridge to confront the truth he has avoided for years, whether his sense of duty outweighs his desire. and whether saving Taylor once more would mean destroying the life he has built with Brooke. In that moment, love, guilt, and fear would collide, and no choice would emerge without devastating consequences.